that which illumines all the experiences in our waking state, dream state, and our deep sleep state, that illuminator, that Brahman, I am. I am aware, I exist. That's why the whole universe exists. All thoughts exists because of the illuminator of the thoughts exists. If we pay attention to the illuminator, then no thoughts can bind us. After the 16th mantra, what was the last Upadesha of the Acharya, it is considered that the disciple is free from all karma, all actions, all sins, all bondages, all grief, all delusion. Sarva karma papa bandhana dukkha शोक से मुक्त हो गया है शिष्य. अनेक जन्म संप्राप्ते कर्म बंध विदाहिने. Can you remember that sloka? It's in अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं. There we got अनेक जन्म संप्राप्ते कर्म बंध विदाहिने. Because of Guru's word, Shastra Vakya, Shastra Kripa, the grace of Guru, the grace of Lord, the grace of Veda, grace of Upanishad, grace of my own self. My all karma bandhan, all bondages throughout my past lives has been destroyed. When in this condition I arrive, you also come into that you don't know. Whenever we listen to Vedantic discourses, with the Vedantic logic, hardcore logic we put, and when our wretched mind nods his head down, we really understand that I am the Jnata, knower of my creation, sustenance, and dissolution. मैं ही सृष्टि स्थिति प्रलय करता हूँ. We will learn today 17th mantra. Jagrat swapna susuptyadi. Jagrat swapna susuptadi. Prapancham yat prakashate. Prapancham yat prakashate. Tad brahmahamiti ज्ञात्वा तद ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते. सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते. Together. Jagrat swapna sushuptyade prapancham yat prakashate tad brahmahamiti jnatva sarva bandhaih pramuchyate. Jagrat, swapna, susupti, sushupti, adi, prapancham. The world of waking, dream, and deep sleep, yat, which, prakashate, illumines, prakashate, tat, that, Brahman, means Brahman, aham, I, iti, thus, jnatva, realizing or by knowing, sarva bandhaihi, from all shackles, pramuchyate is released or liberated. Now the thing is, never or nowhere it has been told that by doing japa, by doing meditation, by doing penance, by doing so many fasting, you will realize, you will become nowhere. By knowing, only knowledge is enough. Suppose in the book pocket, some small article is there, which was very important. And I'm searching here and there, here and there, here and there. Someone told me, please search your book pocket. And I said, oh, it is here. I got it. I got it. It doesn't mean apraptasya prapti, that it was not there and I got suddenly, that it was a magic. It is praptasya prapti. It was already there, but I did not know that. So only knowing is enough. Out of my restlessness, out of my likes and dislikes, out of my wrong intuition, I spent my whole life. Likewise, I am that supreme bliss. My intrinsic nature is existence, consciousness, and supreme bliss. It is. But I search here and there. I spend my whole life. I waste my whole life. But after Guru's grace, after my Bahu Janma Samprapta Punya, the result of the merits, what I have collected throughout the years, throughout the lives, when we came into touch of Vedanta, came into touch of a bona fide master, we know, and all our bondages becomes destroyed. This is the magic. This is the hardcore magic, that which illumines the world of relative experiences lived in the waking, dream, and deep sleep conditions. That illuminator, Brahman I am. Brahman's illumination is not an action, it is self-effulgent. Sun is shining. Here, shining is not a verb. By grammar, it may be, but in logic, sun is always effulgent. स्वयं प्रकाश, और उनके प्रकाश के दौरान पूरा के पूरा जगत दृश्यमान है. Likewise, we are the source of happiness. There is one consciousness, and that consciousness I am. Then what about my individuality? It is not but the reflected consciousness. If I am here and I am surrounded by many mirrors, then there will be infinite number of reflections. Likewise, one illuminator and enormous, innumerable number of reflectors. So, infinite number of reflections. And प्रतिबिंब खुद को ही बिंब समझने लगा. The reflection started thinking that I am the different entity, and joined with the world and suffering. Realizing this truth, eternal truth, one is liberated from all shackles. In the light of what we have discussed so far, the very translation is self-explanatory. The one consciousness is aware of all happenings in all the three states. The principle of knowledge that illumines all experiences in the waking, dreaming, and deep sleep state, or deep sleep conditions, is one and the same. It is the Atma, it is the self playing among the objects that acquires to itself the false sense of individuality as a waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper. Devoid of all trappings, the pure consciousness, undressed from all its matter vestures, is the consistent reality that ever plays behind the concept of our delusory ego sense. To rediscover this identity with the self is to experience that Brahman I am. Tat Brahma Aham. Only knowledge is enough. All the realized soul who got the glimpse of it, they understood the reality of that. That is why, if we see, if we read Quran, the first ayat is Ikra. You should know. And how? Study. In Bible, it is there, you should know. I and my Father are one. Know, knowledge. So knowledge is everything. Only knowledge is enough to dissolve my all bondages. I and my Father are one. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Ajnanena krito vandha. All the bondages are out of ignorance, not having correct knowledge. Jnanena tu nivartate. Only through knowledge we come out from the bondages. This is to be brought into our experience, and it is not sufficient if we note it or appreciate it. We must be able to recognize it, revisualize it, realize that we are not the limited ego, but are in fact this Brahman. Recognize means recognize. So cognition and because we forgot. Like in Bhakti Tattva, there is the theme is there that when we remain in mother's womb, we are in the water and we are surrounded by all the physical fields. We pray to God, please help me to come out from these snarls. I will never forget you. I will be always with you. I will remember your name. I will glorify you. I will sing your glories. Please, please release me. And Bhagavan कृपा परवश होकर बच्चे को माँ की कोख से सावधानी से निकाल दे. But we forget that. That is why recognize, recognition, that is called recognition or recognition, that is required. On thus awakening to the experience of Atma or self, the man of God consciousness gets released from all shackles. All shackles. अगर जंजीर सोने का भी है, वो जंजीरी है. If the shackle is made out of gold, it is shackle only. Personality shackles are not physical chains. on the limbs of the anatomy. But they are more painful and self-destructive, isn't it? The limitations created in the expression of our individuality due to endless hungers of the body, the innumerable agitations of the mind, and the painful restlessness of the intellect are those what we call in philosophy as the bondage. बंधन क्या है? शारीरिक बंधन नहीं, हमें कोई जंजीर से रस्सी से बांधा हुआ नहीं, तो बंधन क्या है? हमारा अज्ञानता से खुद के बारे में, जगत के बारे में, ईश्वर के बारे में अज्ञानता जो है, उस अज्ञानता के द्वारा हमारा जो मानसिक अज्ञानता के लिए शारीरिक क्षुधा, मानसिक एजिटेशन, यंत्रणा, मानसिक चंचलता, कोई काम ठीक से नहीं कर पाते, कुछ भी करो मन नहीं लगता, मन खराब हो जाता है, हर वक्त चिंता रहते, वो क्या करेगा, मैं मरने के बाद उनका क्या होगा। ये सब आलतू फालतू चिंता का नाम ही बंधन है। और इस बंधन तभी जा सकते हैं जब जान सकते हैं कि एवरीथिंग इज द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ द सेम इल्यूमिनेटर। I am Brahman, he is Brahman, she is Brahman. It doesn't mean innumerable number of Brahmans. Since everything is Brahman alone. Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. All are temporary. There is no creation. If there is creation, that is the part of the body of the Bhagavan, Ishvara. He or she takes care of everything else. Or it is the divine play of the Lord. Understand that. ऐसे ज्ञान ही बंधन से मुक्त करते हैं। क्योंकि जो बंधन है वो हमारा सारे बंधन मानसिक है, सारे के सारे बंधन मानसिक है। And my personal thing, if someone dies at home, अगर घर में किसी का मृत्यु हो जाता है तो हम लोग रोते हैं, दुख होता है, इतना दिन एक साथ था। लेकिन the same death is the bread and butter of the doctor, hospital, coffin seller and other people. One event is not painful to everyone else. One matter of happiness is not the matter of happiness of all. मजनू के आंख में लायला जितना सुंदर थी, सबके लिए नहीं। यथा दृष्टि तथा सृष्टि. As we see the world, so we are. As we think, so we are. सारे ज्ञान वृत्ति ज्ञान और वृत्ति के बाद फल व्याप्ति, वृत्ति व्याप्ति फल व्याप्ति, that I have discussed in other Vedantic texts. बट ब्रह्म ज्ञान जो वृत्ति है उसका फल व्याप्ति का जरूरत नहीं है. Clear? Now the thing is, if we carefully diagnose the disease, we shall find that the outer world of objects and beings are helpless to make or unmake us. I'm repeating. If we are carefully diagnose the disease, we shall find that the outer world of objects and beings is helpless to make or unmake us. But it is our own unintelligent relationship with the world around us that creates an invisible but very strong shackles. Invisible but very strong shackles, very strong bondage. When once the true nature of the self divine is understood, naturally it becomes easy for the individual to maintain and assert his right relationship with the world outside and to come out of all the sense of bondages in himself. The mantra as it stands gives us an inkling as to what should be a meditator's attitude towards himself. एक ध्यानी व्यक्ति का कैसे दृष्टिकोण होगा खुद के लिए, अपनों के लिए, पराये के लिए, पूरा जगत के लिए. यही मंत्र का उद्देश्य है. When he is arriving at and continuing to be in the still center in himself, the seeker will find it hard to reach a still moment of peaceful contemplation, because the mind will bring into him streams of its volcanic contents and the flowing lava of desires, which can scorch the peace in the field of meditation. ध्यान क्यों नहीं होता? ध्यान ना होने का तो कोई वजह ही नहीं. लेकिन हम लोग हर वक्त कंप्लेन करते हैं, ध्यान नहीं होता स्वामी जी, ध्यान नहीं होता, ध्यान नहीं कर पाते, मन इधर उधर चला जाते. क्यों? What we love, we are always intended to go over there. What we love, what we consider that it will give me happiness, that we love. And we run after that. How we can form in that belief that it will give me happiness? When we can believe that it is true. If my one knowledge falsifies everything else, जब बच्चा रहता है तब बच्चा टॉयज लेकर खेलते हैं, गाड़ी, ये वो, और जो लड़की लोग होता है वो खाना बनाते हैं, क्योंकि माँ को देखते आती। इतना सा छोटा सा कढ़ाई, छोटा सा ओवन, और कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है। एक को आप छुपा दो और नहीं तो कोई आप झाड़ू मारते मारते कहीं चला गया, देखो पृथ्वी उलट पलट हो जाएगा, क्योंकि बच्चों के लिए वही उनका जगत है। एंड दैट इज ट्रू फॉर हिम or her. But when the same baby grows up, all those become useless for him or her. तब मन उसमें नहीं जाता. Whenever we will come to know about our true nature, तब पूरा जगत खिलौना के जैसे लगेगा. This is the reality, hardcore reality and beauty of Vedanta. That is the beauty of Vedanta. Once it gets active in the noisy fireworks of its explosions, serene silence is shattered by the clamoring tongue of 1,000 sense cravings. At such a moment, what the poor meditator should do, that we will discuss tomorrow.